Hey guys, my name is Amanda. Welcome to my channel. I am so happy to have you here today. If you're new to my channel and have not yet subscribed, please consider doing so. Also, giving me a big thumbs up really helps me out here on YouTube. So today's video is a collaboration, which I'm going to talk about a little further into my video. But one of the items I am challenged to use is these Hot Wheel tracks from Dollar Tree. So I have already done a couple of really fun things with these Hot Wheel tracks, and I'm also going to share a new idea. So this is an idea of something I did last Christmas. It was so fun, and I'll be sharing this as we approach Christmas. But let's get into another DIY that I made. This one is brand new and also using those race tracks. So you will need a set of the race tracks or Hot Wheel tracks and either 2 wood rounds or 2 of these MDF signs from Dollar Tree. I just use these summer ones. Now I am going to take Dollar Tree Jenga blocks and I'm going to stack, originally I stacked 4 in several different places. Then I realized that I should have only stacked 3. So I did change it to only have 3 stacked, and I put my other round on top like this, kind of like a sandwich. That's what that looks like, but again, you only want to do 3 because you want it to be the height of the width of one of these Hot Wheel tracks. Then I'm going to cut my Hot Wheel tracks down so each piece goes almost halfway around. That way I can have one seam at the bottom and one seam at the top, because unfortunately one of these tracks is not long enough to go all the way around. And so once that is done, you just need to decorate the top of your piece, and you could even do this double-sided if you wanted. I just went ahead and used one of these paper placemats from Hobby Lobby that come about 32 a pack, and they're only $4 or $5 on sale, a great deal. But you could paint a design or use a calendar page. I just traced my design, cut it out, and then used a glue stick to adhere my design to my round. I like to use my glue stick on my round and also on the back of the paper as well. Once that is done, here is what it looks like, and I'm going to paint my tracks black with this Waverly ink chalk paint. I'll apply some hot glue to the inside ridges, and I will then hold those on the side of my round. The ridges should fit right over the top and the bottom there, but you do have to hold it for a minute so that your hot glue dries. If you wanted to use a longer term adhesive as well as the hot glue, you could alternate them, but this worked out well for me. Once I came to the end of my track, I just began gluing down the other one. I did have a tiny gap on mine, but I wasn't worried about it because I'm going to be placing a bow there. I'm going to be using this Dollar Tree burlap and lace ribbon to create my bow, and I'm just going to loop it over until I have 3 loops on either side, and then I will cut off the excess ribbon. Once that is done, I'll use a small piece of jute twine to tie around the middle a couple of times tightly. You can use a pipe cleaner or a zip tie, whatever you like. You just want to make sure that it is tied tightly in the middle and then fluff it out nicely. Once that is done, I'm attaching this to the top of my design here of my round piece with some hot glue. So I'm just putting a generous amount of hot glue on the back of my bow, sticking it in the position that I want it, and then just arranging a little more. Then I'm just taking this greenery garland from Dollar Tree and cutting some pieces off. But Dollar Tree sells all kinds of greenery, or you could purchase greenery on sale at Hobby Lobby, whatever you like, or whatever floral suits whatever design you are using on this idea. I did use a couple of pieces of greenery there at the bottom to cover my bottom seam, so you could do that if you don't like that seam. I added a hanger to the back, and then here is what this looks like. Now, if you did not want to add a hanger to the back and you just wanted this to be a standing piece, you could decorate both sides and have a double-sided DIY. Let me know what you think about this idea. I think it is so cute and inexpensive. Okay, let's talk about today's challenge. I was so excited to be invited. These amazing ladies I love working with. We are challenged to create something with cardboard and also with those race tracks. So I was challenged by Tammy at the Rested Willow to create a birdhouse, which I will show here in a minute. And then I challenged Brenda over at Rustic and Lace DIY to build something. You'll have to go check her out to see what she makes. I'm going to have the playlist for this challenge linked in my description box. You'll want to check it out. These ladies, again, are super amazing, and I think you will be surprised and entertained at all the amazing things you can make with cardboard and with these racetracks. So once again, thank you so much to all of you ladies who invited me to join you. And with all of that being said, let's jump into our next DIY. This is actually an oldie but a goodie. I created this last year with racetracks, and then we're going to move into cardboard. So I have one of these MDF signs from Dollar Tree. I have some Dollar Tree rope, and what I'm going to do is create a little swirl in the middle of my sign, and then I'm just going to keep on swirling all the way around until this entire sign is covered. I just use hot glue about each turn just to make sure that everything is nicely adhered, and of course I'll use a little extra when I come to the end of my rope and begin another rope. Once I get this about 3/4 of the way covered, I'm going to come in with my racetrack pieces, and I'm going to glue these, 2 of them, as I'm showing you 2 fingers. I'm going to glue these to the outside of my circle, just putting lots of hot glue on the little bottom ledge there of this racetrack piece, and holding it firmly until the glue dries. Once I have both of my racetrack pieces on there, I can continue adding my rope to cover up this whole DIY. So I cover the bottom end rope, I cover the sides, and I cover the outside. I will tell you the only thing I wished I had done differently, or that I would do differently now, is I place the handles on the inside of this tray, and I wish I would have placed them on the outside. I just think it would have looked neater and tidier, but I do still love this tray, and I still have it on display actually. So that's a choice for you. You could place your handles on the outside, just glue them to the outside of the racetracks instead of the inside as you see me doing here. I just took 2 equal pieces of rope, and this rope is from Dollar Tree, and I glued them on either side to the inside. Now I'm going to finish gluing my rope on the inside until it is completely covered, and then I'll start winding up the inside of the racetrack, and then I will cover the outside of the racetrack as well. Now I will tell you a little pro tip or a little secret, and I'm sorry I can't talk today. It is my 11-year-old twin's birthday today, so I actually spent the day at the water park, and the sun has bleached my brain. But what I was trying to say is, if you have any gaps where you can see that racetrack underneath the rope or between the rope, you can come in with a thin twine and just tuck it in there, and that would hide any little gaps. But this is just a quick, easy, and inexpensive tray that I think is very versatile and very beautiful for some farmhouse decor. So many ways to style this, and amazing for every season. Okay, guys, let's jump into a cardboard DIY. See this gorgeous wreath? I actually used cardboard to create it. I was so excited. I took a box that I had and I cut 2 rings. I did not show myself doing this because when I cut something, there's always a chance I'm going to lose a finger, and I don't want that on camera. But basically just use any 2 round plates or bowls to get these shapes that you can just trace out and create a ring. I did this twice, and I also have some Dollar Tree rope. I am going to glue my rings together, and I actually use plastic Tupperware bowls because my plates have ridges on them, but I'm using hot glue to glue these together, and I'm just doing this to make them thicker, and that way this wreath ring that I created will support the rope. So I'm taking this Dollar Tree rope again, and I am just going to glue it around this wreath form. Now I'm going to cut it off when I come to the other end of the rope. So I'm going to have a seam. I'm just going to do this with each piece, and then I can just put my bow over top of this seam. I just thought this would be neater than just continuously winding it around, but you can do this however you like. Here you see I cut it off and then start a new piece. I also put a piece around the outside so this looks nice from the side view, and then I am going to decorate. So I'm going to take some florals I actually purchased on picks from Dollar Tree. They are absolutely gorgeous. I love the greenery they have on them, but if you can't find these particular florals, no worries. Dollar Tree has A ton of gorgeous florals. I like to cut my picks apart so I can place my pieces exactly how I want them. But if you wanted to just glue the pick on, you could totally do that as well. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to create a bow. I purchased this ribbon at Walmart on clearance, but Dollar Tree has tons of ribbons as well. You can just loop this over as I am showing here 2 to 3 times to create your bow, just depending on the look you're going for. I'm doing one that's a little bit out of my usual bow, but I'm just going to tie this in the middle, and then I'm actually going to do this again, and I'm going to place them in opposite directions. I'm telling you, this creates a gorgeous bow. So here I'm going to glue this prepared bow on with generous amounts of hot glue, and then as promised, I'm going to create another one, and I'm going to turn it in the opposite direction and just glue it down to the middle of that first bow. This makes a really cute, fluffy, round bow. You just want to stick your fingers in the middle and fluff it out. Of course, if you have wired ribbon, which is the only type of ribbon I really prefer to do bows with. But here's what this looks like. So quick, so easy, so inexpensive, since your wreath form will be practically free. Here's what this looks like. Customize it to your favorite florals and your favorite ribbon choice. Okay, now it's time to get into what Tammy challenged me to make. Oh my goodness, you guys. So Tammy is really sweet, and she thought she was being nice to me by giving me this birdhouse. She did not know that measurements and things like that are not something that I do easily. I have never ever in my life been able to make a gingerbread house stand, just saying. So my son actually helped me and bails me out with this one. We actually created kind of a beachier house, and I'm not sure if this is a fail or not. I think it came out pretty cute. Again, it has a little bit more of a beachier vibe, but my son cut 2 square pieces and then 2 house-shaped pieces, as well as a longer piece that could fold over for the roof. I'm not going to give measurements because it will depend on what size of house you want. You just want your roof piece to be able to cover both sides of your roof. We laid out our 4 pieces like this and taped it with some packing tape. We will later reinforce with hot glue, but this is an easy way to just get your base. Just lay it out and tape each piece together. Then fold them until you have your square, and I taped that part too. Once it was all attached, we placed the roof on top. And we did add hot glue to the sides. Then we cut a piece for the door and the round window. We painted everything with Waverly Plaster chalk paint and came in with some of these wood pieces that come in a package from Dollar Tree. I used 1 package for either side, and I just created 3 rows for kind of my tiling, or my, I cannot even think of what it's called, shingling on this little roof. But this is optional. You could even get some wallpaper from Dollar Tree that looks like wood if you prefer, but I thought that this was really cute, and I love the beachy vibe that it gives. I also picked up these little sticks that came in a bag from Dollar Tree, and we used these to line the front of our house to cover that cardboard look, and also to line the sides and that door. We put 1 little cut stick there under our circular window to be the bird's perch, and then I brushed over this with Waverly Antique wax. I'm also going to brush over it with this blue color here to add again to my beachy vibe. I then went around the round window with some twine, and I did decide to go ahead and paint the window and the door in with Waverly Antique wax, brushing over it with that plaster. And here's what it looks like. Again, I am not sure if it's a fail or not, but I think it is cute and impressive for someone with no architectural skills. And I'm pretty sure we do not want to guess what this would look like if my son had not helped me with the measurements. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please, again, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't, and give me a thumbs up. I'll see you soon. Take care, friends.
You can subscribe to my mom's channel, and thank you for watching today's craft, and stay safe.